In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with all of you how I plan to turn all of these into one planning system for the month of January. So stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Tracy and I'm a girl with plans who apparently likes to use a ton of planners. Now, these are not all the planners I'm planning on using in 2025. I have some bound and some coil planners that I'm also going to be using, but these are all the disc systems that I will be using in 2025. And to make my life just a tad bit easier, I figured I wanted to combine them all into one planning system, which, if you don't know, if you're new to planning, it is called FrankenPlanning. Think Frankenstein. I am combining a whole bunch of pieces into one. So what I have in front of me are 6 planners and 1 notebook, and I'm going to create them into one planning system using this cover, these expander discs, because yes, I need expander discs for 1 month. And I also have a bunch of top tab dividers that I have off to the side. I have already pre-labeled them. I already know what sections I'm going to do. So I have them off to the side. I also have some filler paper off to the side and an extension pack. So I guess I'm technically using 8 to 9 different pieces here. So yeah, with that said, I guess we should go ahead and get a move on. This is going to be a pretty long video. So I'm going to do my best to keep it quick, but still kind of explaining the overall Franken planning process, as well as why I am choosing to add multiple planners within certain sections. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is this is a Live Love Posh cover. This is a luxe cover. I am an affiliate for Live Love Posh, as well as a few of the planners that I have off to the side. I'm an affiliate for those companies as well. So definitely be sure to check out my description box for any affiliate links or discount codes. I do earn a tiny commission if you shop through those links. So I very, very, very much would appreciate it. And I definitely want to thank you all in advance. So these are Happy Planner expander discs. I think these are like 1.5 inches. I'm not 100% sure on the exact size of it, but it's a lot bigger than your classic size disc. So this particular planner cover has a little bit of a harder binding here. So I'm just going to pop one on at a time instead of like sometimes with the Happy Planners with the laminated covers, you can put both covers together and pop them on. What I do is I take my finger and I pull it out just a tad and it pops right on. Of course, the second cover or the back cover is always a little bit harder to get on than the front when you already have one on there, but I did it. Yay. All right. So I decided to go with the gold because of the gold hardware, even though you can't see the gold hardware when it's snapped. I decided still to go with the gold. I do have a white cover like this, and I was going back and forth about what to use, whether or not I wanted to use the black or the white. And I don't know. I just felt like the black and the gold scream New Year's to me. So that's what I went with. I'm trying to keep my planners from falling. All right. So I mentioned I had tabs. The other thing I did do is I had this paper pack. I don't know if I have it. No, I don't know. It's a scrapbook paper pack that I got from Michael's. It actually has to do with like theater or something, but they do have these like very like celestial vibes in it. And I wanted to kind of have a common theme because I have a gazillion different planners. So all the dividers are going to be different, at least at the beginning or the intro section. I thought it'd be fun to use these pieces of paper. Now these were 12 by 12 scrapbook paper sheets. So what I did is I cut them down. You can see how this one's a little off-centered, but I cut them down to fit in the planner, which this is a 7 by 9.25. So I cut them down and then I punched them with my Happy Planner punch. And I just think it looks really, really pretty behind the actual divider. And like I said, it's going to bring some kind of uniformity to my planning system when combining a gazillion different planners. This is not essential. This is just something that I wanted to do. I have tons of scrapbook paper. And when you have those paper pads, you usually have 2 or 3 of the same exact page. So I'm like, I can use one for dividers and I'll keep this. Like after, if I decide to change my mind in February and use something else, this will just go in a planner that I would just keep as a holding planner to use again. But that still leaves me one or two of these same exact sheets. So I thought it was kind of cool to use it. All right, so what I'm using first, make sure I'm in frame, this is an inbox section. I've never had an inbox section in one of my Franken planners before, but I feel like now was the time to add one. So what am I going to add to my inbox section? Paper. I'm just using filler paper. This is from Live Love Posh. This is the checklist layout, or they have, like, you know, these 2 columns with checks there. Then I added a few of these Happy Planner daily sheets. Basically the reason why I wanted an inbox, I use the word inbox because on those top tab dividers, which are also from Live Love Posh, they come with the actual labels, and it just seemed to fit for inbox. But what I am intending to use for it, because I can only keep 1 month in my planner, anything that I might need for future months, I can jot down here. So that way when I go to set up for February, I already have things or notes that I need to put on my calendar or in my planner, or maybe just think of. So that is what the particular purpose of this section is. It's not like a general note section. It's more, this is what I'm going to have to put in my planners for the next month. But obviously I'm going to think about them this month or in January. So that's why I don't have that many pieces of paper in here. I probably have more than I need, but what have you, you never know. So for the next section, this is going to be my catch-all section, and I'm going to have a few of these top tab dividers within this particular section. Again, here is another scrapbook piece of paper. You can see when it's 12 by 12, you lose half the quote, but still, I thought it was pretty. And it goes very well with the black and gold cover setup. So this is weekly. So like I said, this is going to be my catch-all, and my catch-all catches it all. Some people kind of have a catch-all and it's more like their home. My catch-all has home, work, and pretty much any other to-do that I have. So I might track other things in other planners, like my social media planner. I'll get in depth in my social media planner about everything I need to do for the week. But when it comes to this particular planner, especially in the daily pages, I put everything in there. So if I need to film a video, I'll put that in there. If a sale is starting with a particular company I'm repping for, I'll put that in there, in addition to any appointments I have, any due dates I have for work, any dinner plans I have with friends, any, like if I want to pencil in a workout, any of my goal action steps, all of that goes in there. So in order to fit all of that in there, I'm actually going to be adding a whole bunch of stuff to this section. But I promise it's not going to be crazy, and I don't think it's going to overwhelm me. I think it's going to help me. So the first thing I'm going to add, let me move some of these planners off to the side, is, no, not this. Hold up. See, I'm already confusing myself. Hold up. I was thinking about adding this. So in my planner lineup video, I said what I was planning on doing for this part is my actual daily planner that I plan on using primarily as my catch-all. It's only the daily pages, but I need a weekly overview. So that's why these other planners are coming into play. And during my lineup video, I said I had 2 of these planners still on my shelf. These are 18-month planners. This one's outdated, but it's not that big of a deal to redate. And I was going to alternate between the 2 every month, but I have another reason for this. So for my weekly overview and my catch-all, I'm going to be using this one. This is Exotic Fleurs from the Happy Planner. This is the 18-month, so it runs through December 2025. The dividers are fine. They don't match, of course, my aesthetic right now, but I don't care. I don't ever look at the dividers, to be completely honest. Now, I can only move 1 month at a time because there's so much stuff I want to move in here. So I'm going to go ahead and move that one off to the side and pop this one on the disc. Now, this is a horizontal layout. I started using the horizontal layout for the first time, fourth quarter of 2024 for my social media planning. This is the OG horizontal layout. It doesn't have the checklist here. Actually, the checklist probably would be helpful in this particular planner because, like I said, this is my catch-all. So the reason why I need a weekly overview is because there are certain things that I know I need to get done during the week, but they don't have a specific day assigned to them. So let's think chores, or I don't know, but chores. definitely a good example. A lot of your home stuff is probably going to be the example here. I can pencil in everything that is date specific. And now I have this big picture of, okay, the 31st is packed. I'm not going to be able to fit much more into that. But the 3rd is pretty empty. So I can add stuff here. That's why I like a weekly overview, because it helps me figure out where I can place those random kind of non-date specific actions that need to take place. This is where kind of I start thinking about my goal action steps as well. Those actions that I need to get done this week, but obviously they don't need to get done on a specific day unless they do need to be done daily. But if they just need to be done once a week, I can just like look at my overall schedule and figure it out. So that is the reason why I needed to add a daily overview. We'll see if this horizontal works. If not, I do have plenty of other planners in my stash. Most of them are outdated now, but it's fine. Like I said, that's not a big deal. This is actually one that's in date. So that is kind of unusual for me, but there we go. So then the next section is my daily. And with that, I have this one as the backdrop. We'll call this as a backdrop for my divider. Now, this one is something that I have grown to love as far as everyday planning. I have a whole bunch of stuff thrown in here. So let me see if I can find my actual daily. So this planner actually does not come with weekly overviews. However, I do have a few that I bought as an extension pack. So I could have used this as well. But this one's already dated. I would rather use one that is currently dated. This one is undated, so I can save that for another time. So this is the Go Getter Girl daily layout. This works great for mapping out my day. So again, I'm using the horizontal weekly overview to map out my week, and then this maps out my day, because obviously I don't have enough room to map out my days in here. And when I say I map out my days, I map out my days. So for like 2025, one of the things I'm going to want to do is like Duolingo in the morning. I'm going to pencil that in here. I also, depending on my work schedule, if I'm teleworking, I'm going to want to try to do a midday workout. If I'm working in the office, I'm going to do an after work workout. I will pencil both of those in. And then, of course, I'm going to pencil in anything else that I have to do. So I will time block my work schedule. I will time block any appointments, any meetings, anything like that will go here. So I definitely fill this section up with anything and everything that I have to do that day. And then I have these two boxes here for work to do and personal to do. I technically have this box to add things to. But I kind of want to make my pages a little bit cute. I don't heavily decorate this planner. I do typically leave this, leave my decorating to here. Maybe I'll add something there. It depends on the week. But I don't heavily decorate it, but I do like to work in a semi-cute planner. So that's why I will throw a sticker or two on the pages. But we're going to throw this in here real quick. Okay, so there we go. All right, so now this is in here. Now I do want to say, I pulled out my ruler. So this paper is, I don't know. It's like 6.5 wide and 9 inches tall. Happy Planner, as I said, is 7 by 9.25. So see this tab? There's an actual monthly tab. It gets covered up. So it is smaller. So, but you can see, you can still FrankenPlan different types of planners into one. It's just, if they aren't the same exact size, you might have to deal with that. However, my solution was these top tab dividers. I prefer the top tab dividers when FrankenPlanning, just because you're going to have so many side tabs anyway, just for the month, unless you remove them. That I feel like I need something to stand out to kind of break apart the sections. All right, so this is my daily, but we're not done with the daily. There's a lot I'm going to do with this section. Okay, so first of all, I have this calendar and then these like to-dos here. I am going to keep this in here because there are things that I feel like I'm going to need to jot down here. Like I might actually jot down some of my goal stuff that I'm going to need to kind of take into consideration for my daily plans. What I usually do here also is if I know I need to schedule like an oil change, I'll pop that in here if I haven't scheduled it yet, because maybe I need to schedule it for February, but I need to schedule it in January, or a doctor's appointment. So I usually kind of keep that on here. I might keep some goals that I need to be aware of. Any subscription cancellation dates or anything like that, I'll usually pop on here. Now the subscription cancellation dates will likely go on here now, so I probably won't. This will probably just be things that I need to do during the month that will go on here. I don't think I'm going to use this calendar. I think I only have a need for one calendar, and this is already dated, so we're just going to roll with this. So with that said, this is where this is going to come in. I mentioned that I purchased some extension packs from Go Getter Girl. These are the lined vertical extension packs. I could have used that and I could save them, but I think I'm going to use a few. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to tape this page. I'm not going to do it right now, but I'm going to like use double-sided tape, mainly because I can't find the double-sided tape right now, but I'm going to use double-sided tape and tape it to the divider. So I go bam, bam. Now I could just save the divider and use it at another time, but I do that with so many and I never use them because I'm not buying a new planner. But I'm going to tape it to it. And the reason why, because you're probably like, okay, well, this is Monday through Thursday, so that makes absolutely no sense. Yes, you're right. I'm going to put washi tape or something just to make it cute over that. And one of my goals for 2025 is definitely going to be getting on top of my routines, setting routines, and following through with those routines. So this is where I'm going to write in my routines for the month. My guess is they probably are going to change based on what's going on the month. And the month to February may have different routines. I do think my morning routine and my evening routine will probably be the same, or my bedtime routine will probably be the same, but we'll see. So here we go. I have 3 sections: morning, afternoon, and evening. I probably won't write my bedtime routine here just because that does stay pretty consistent. It's pretty much skincare, meds, read. That's pretty much it. I might pencil that in somewhere else. We'll see. I could probably pencil it in here because the reason why I needed the 4 slots is because my routines are going to change between my telework days and my work from home days. Because like I mentioned, for my dailies, I might try to do a lunchtime workout on my telework days. I can't really do that on my in-office days. I usually don't take a lunch break on my in-office days, so that way I can work just a straight 8 hours and then leave. So yeah, that'll be on there. So I'll have to have 2 routines set for that. And then my Saturdays and Sunday routines also differ. My Saturday routines are very, very basic. I don't try to really pencil in too much for midday. But my Sunday routines do get on the busier side because I'm kind of resetting and prepping for the week ahead. So that's my plan for there. So if I just tape it here, it's easy to find. I don't have to flip through and find things. It's like bam, bam. So that's the first thing I'm adding. And the second thing I'm thinking about adding, and this is where I say you just throw everything at the wall and see what sticks, is I have a whole bunch of these like little half sheets from the Happy Planner. And I don't use them as much. So these are like half sheets, skinny classic sheets or whatever. They're always on sale on the Happy Planner website. You can see, I mean, I have so much. I have these expense trackers. They might be helpful after I run out of my budget, my monthly budget, but I have so much. And then I put dividers back there. Okay. So I'm sure I have some more elsewhere, but what I want to do is I just want to put one of these in between the day. I'm trying to see, I don't know if I love this or not, but it's fine. We'll put that one in there. I might throw a few more and put them in the back, so I have them if I need them. Maybe I'll do one more of that in case that fills up. Okay, so here's my thought process with this. I'm using a daily planner, daily pages. But sometimes I do run out of room here. And when it comes to work, I'm going to have a lot to do on certain days. So I'm thinking about just popping this in to kind of have as a supplement to this. And the Monday through Friday actually helps. This is going to be nothing, so I might just wipe those out or just cross them out or just ignore them. I'll probably just ignore them. But that way, when it comes to work, I can put my general to-dos here, but then there are like, come January and February, there are a lot of meetings that I need to watch and like keep track of and make notes about and things like that. So I need to kind of track those times on there. They're consistent. So like every Monday and Wednesday, every Tuesday, Thursday type thing. So if I do that, I can have it here and then I can move it. But you know, when I go to Wednesday, Thursday, I can move it here or whatever. So that's what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking that might be enough. I thought it had some more blank ones, but I can also just throw these in the back of this section just in case. There we go. Just when you thought we were done with this section, we're not. Now, this is something that did not come up on my playlist or my planner lineup because it's something that isn't really a lineup. This is more of something that I did last year a few times and I really enjoyed. This is just a regular divider. I have an extension pack, and this is an extension pack I was using for my goals planner this current year in 2024. This is a go-getter girl, or no, girl with goals happy planner extension pack. It's probably long gone. It's pretty old. Honestly, at first I was like ranting and raving because I love these pages for goal setting, but I'm not going to need them. But it's fine. It's fine. So honestly, all I really need are these 2 pages because it's undated. But I think I'm going to just keep them all together and then I'll just move these to the back for the next month just to keep them all together. Because what I want to do is every month, at least I want to do a day's worth. So for each day, I want to have at least one day. It could be separate. So like this one, actually that's a bad time. So let's say on Thursday, January 2nd, I'll do that one here. But then Friday might be the following Friday. And this is why. I guess I should explain what I'm using it for first. This is my time tracking, my time study type thing. I do a lot of where I think I'm busy because I feel like I'm exhausted by the end of the day. But a lot of times I'm just like sitting on the couch for 2 hours, mindless scrolling and not doing anything. And I want to make sure I'm kind of like keeping track of all that so I can see where I can better add things to be a little bit more productive. And then the vice versa is also true. Sometimes I feel like I'm not as busy, but then when I look at everything I did that day, I'm like, oh, wow. Okay, I'm a lot busier than I can, so then I need to remove things. I only think I need to do a few days worth to kind of get an idea. It's just too much to do it every single day. I could never keep up with it. I could do it maybe for half a week and then I would fall off and never do it again. So I feel like this way, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that my work schedule may be like, you know, where I'm going into the office maybe on Mondays and Wednesdays. I don't know if that's the case. But if that's the case, then I could do like a Monday and be good for the rest of the month because it's going to be fairly consistent. Of course, every Monday is going to be different, but I can kind of get a general idea of what I do when I get home. Of course, this isn't really long enough for me, but it's fine. I can kind of put in extra stuff up here. But then like the weekends, I can kind of do a Friday example. I will do a Saturday when I'm actually at home all day and do a study of like what I did that day. The same thing for Sunday. If I'm like out and about, I probably won't mark those days. So this is just going to be random days throughout the month, but I just want to have an idea of how I'm spending my time so I can just figure out how to be a little bit more productive. So this is not something that I'm going to be in every day, every week. Hopefully I'm in it at some point throughout the month, but I like to have these here so that way I can utilize them if needed. So y'all, that is the end of the section. I do want to add a folder. We're going to add this folder that had stickers already in it, but that kind of officially ends that section. Yay, that's a lot for a catch-all, but your catch-all is your main hub. So I wanted to like, you know, add a little bit more here, and I need the dailies and I need the weeklies. Everything else was just an extra that will be used every so often. Okay, and then we have my miscellaneous journaling section. I didn't really know what to call this, so that's what I landed on. I'm going to start with this planner. This is a FrankenPlan dashboard planner. Look, I already put my name on it. This actually would be a good intro to my planner. So let me take this out because I can probably, everything's currently, there's my birthday, y'all. If you want to mark it in your planner, May 21st, don't forget. But it has the calendar, important dates, and then this is your like year at a glance, perpetual calendar, however you want to say it. So I'm going to move this to the front of my planner, but right now I'm just going to like slide it in the front and do it at the end. And then I'm going to pull January. Like I said, this is a dashboard planner. I think that's what I said. I know I said it was FrankenPlan. This one was the planner that during my lineup, I'm like, I'm going to use it for something, but I'm not sure what. Well, I think I'm going to be using it for a whole bunch of stuff. So here is the dashboard. I love it because you do have double-sided dashboards or dividers, so I can use this for multiple years as long as I'm not rough with the removing and putting in of the divider. And then on the flip side, you have this lovely dot grid that you can do whatever you want to. Yes, you can decorate it, or you can be completely functional with it and just write down your monthly to-dos or what have you. So then this is a 2025, another in-date planner. What is going on with me? This is so rare. I'm not going to know how to react, like not having to redate every single planner I have. But I think I know how I'm going to use this. I think I'm going to use this. I don't know yet. How did I go for it? I know how I'm going to use this. I don't know yet. Okay, let me just explain how I'm going to use it. So this is the dashboard layout for the FrankenPlan. You have your days of the week over here, and then over here you have your dashboard, which is just a blank dot grid page. So the possibilities are endless over here. So this is going to kind of be related to goals and hobbies. I say goals because some of these are, or this is more related to, let's not say hobbies, it's goals / learning. This is kind of my learning section. But I'm going to add them to my goals just to hold myself accountable, but this is more my learning. So one of the things when I was going over my dailies, I was talking about Duolingo. So I definitely need to get back on learning the foreign language, which I'm going to start with Spanish again. I've done Spanish for like the past few years, but I've always fallen off pretty early, so I don't know anything yet. And, you know, if I plan a big trip or anything like that for like 2026, then I might shift gears and try to learn that language. But right now we are going to go with Spanish. So I think this is where this is going to come in, is I'm going to actually try to write Spanish every day. I'm probably going to have to use my phone for assistance and do Google Translate sometimes, but it's fine because I feel like just the practice of writing it should maybe help just versus me seeing it and reciting it on Duolingo. But I think I'm going to do that, and I may try to combine that with maybe daily affirmations or something like that. I'm going to have to change it up because there's only so many times you can say like, yo soy inteligente. Am I even saying that right? But, like, I feel like I don't want to just say yo soy, and then change the word, because that's not really helping me with conversational Spanish, because I really want this to help me with conversational Spanish. So I may do an affirmation one day, but then I may do something else the other day and so forth, just so I can like broaden my writing ability when it comes to Spanish and not just have one. Or I might do one whole week of affirmations and do something else the next week of maybe where I want to go, where I want to visit, and kind of get into the habit of writing things in Spanish, which will hopefully help me learn those phrases a little bit better than just reciting them on Duolingo. So that's what I want to do for this section. Like I said, January is the month to try it all. So this section was the one that I was trying to, figure out what to do with. When I went to Egypt earlier in 2024, a few of the girls that were like the girl that had coordinated the tour, plus one of the girls that was on the tour, was like really into astrology and tarot. And I've always been into astrology. I thought it was very, very intriguing. But then they were explaining like, the tarot, you could do it for like the spiritual aspect of it, but you could just do it for like a journaling aspect of it. So I'm not gonna be doing it for the spiritual aspect of it, but I do have a tarot deck, and I thought about maybe pulling a card a week instead of a day, a week. And then like journaling about how whatever the card says could guide me through that week, and then maybe journaling at the end of the week about how it guided me. So how it can guide me and how it guided me. Again, adding some journaling. But I thought that could be interesting. We'll see how long that goes, but I know a lot of people do it on a daily basis. Like pull a card a day. I'm going to just try weekly basis. I do have a beginner deck, so the card actually tells me what it means on the deck. But like I said, I'm doing this more for journaling versus like any type of spiritual practice. So I'm doing bare bones. But yeah, that's that journal. Then we are going to bring in this one, which is an outdated planner. This is the vertical layout, the celestial. That word, it comes out so right in my head and just comes out wrong in my mouth. Celestial Elegance. Like I said, this is an outdated planner, but it's so pretty, y'all. It's so pretty. Look at this. So it is fairly neutral. There are a few stars there, but you can barely see it. And I do love this on the spine versus the typical lines or dots. So I do like this actually a little bit better. But I'm going to add this here because I just said that when I went to Egypt, those girls were into like, you know, they were talking about astrology and things like that. I've always been into astrology. So I think I'm going to like do some like astrology learning here. Again, this is a learning section. So I want to learn a little bit about astrology, how you feel during certain moon phases and things like that. I just feel like it could be interesting. I feel like it could be interesting. It keeps my mind going. It keeps my mind sharp and strong by learning new things. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do with this one. I think it's pretty. So I am going to have to redate the entire month of January and February because the dates are all going to be off. Like the first is a Wednesday, where in 2024 was a Monday. But if I keep this planner in my lineup for the function that, whether it be for the function I'm currently going to be using for some other function, come March, I only have to redate the days of the week and do a Monday start, and then everything will fall in line except for the holidays. So I'll just have to white out the holidays, but the actual dates will line up to the days of the week if I do a Monday start. But that doesn't start until March because of that darn leap year we had in 2024. But yeah, so this is perfect for like, I feel like journaling or jotting down like information that I want to keep, or not information I want to keep, but information I learn about the day and like the planetary alignment or the moon phases or something. So I can jot down notes, I can jot down some journaling, but I also have room to decorate. So I will probably be decorating this one somewhat. I'm kind of nervous to do it up front. We'll see if I do it that first week because I feel like I might need to use it to figure out how to use it or how I can decorate it. All right. The last thing in this section, actually, look at that, y'all. Can you see it? Am I in frame? Yes, I am. Thank goodness. These don't line up. That's perfect. It'll be easy for me to find. So I think I'm going to find the tab that goes in the middle here. This is the Happy Notes hand lettering layout. This came out a few years ago. So I wanted to use this one. I purchased it a few years ago, like a few Black Fridays ago. It was like $5 or some dollars, and I got 2 of them. So this is 2 planners in one because it's a notebook. So you only get 3 dividers, and then this kind of old school. Y'all remember when we were kids and it had the landscape layout when you learn how to do cursive. Yeah, or am I just showing my age? Do y'all remember that? All right. So this is going to go in this section because I definitely want to hand letter, and I don't know why I'm adding all this paper. Maybe I'll hand letter every single day. I would love to hand letter every single day. I think I'm going to focus on maybe Monday through Thursday with maybe a Friday, maybe Sunday thrown in, but I'm not going to I don't want this to be work. I want this to be fun, but I also think this will be one of those good things when I was talking about doing this time tracking. Wait a minute, this is wrong. Let's take this out. When I was talking about doing the time tracking, I can, come in here, and I know in the evening I just sitting around after I work out and I just like watch TV and don't do anything. Then maybe I can do this while I'm sitting there watching TV and not doing anything else. That's the plan. And I feel like if I have it in this planner, there's better chance that I would do it instead of keeping it in the notebook. All right, guys. that section is down. None of my other sections are that complicated. Those are the two complicated sections. And I do want to say, I didn't mention this. So I have my catch-all first. I have my journaling second. So I am ordering these by how much I'm going to be in the planner. My catch-all section, I'm going to be in once to twice a day, hopefully twice a day. And then my journaling section, I'm hoping to be in at least once a day. I did not put my little divider in here, y'all. So those are why they are at the front up here. And look at this one's zodiac. So that's why I did pick this one, because this is kind of going to be talking about astrology and stuff. So that's why these are at the front. So then the next planner in my lineup that I'm going to be in, probably the next most or the next most frequent, is my finance section. This section is not going to be fully set up today. I have a lot of inserts that I create myself using Microsoft Office and Canva. And I feel like it's just too complicated for me to share those with you as part of this video and kind of explain the usage and stuff like that. So I figured we would do that as part of a separate video. But this is the Know Your Worth 2-year ago budget planner. It's undated. The layout is pretty much what it is now. So I'm just going to pop in. Let's pull, is this one? I have to make sure these are full ones because I've been pulling from some of these. But I'm just going to put the monthly section in here for now. I might change this divider out because I'm not using this as a calendar. Like, this will probably come out. Okay, but here we go. So this is the Happy Planner undated budget planner from a few years ago. This is what I use. I don't track weekly expenses. I do update it weekly, which is why this is the next in this setup. But I don't do weekly expenses. I will be whiting that out. Again, I will share all of that with you guys during the setup. And I do categories. So this might be my life essentials category, which are groceries, maybe like gas for my car. Then I'll have like semi-essentials, which are those things that sometimes they're essentials, but sometimes they're not, clothes being one of them. Like sometimes you have to buy them, but sometimes you just think something's cute and you buy it. And then I'll have probably my non-essentials. And a lot of times I do break them up based on my spending habits. So like, for the month of December, I definitely had a craft section. But like for January, it might be more of a hobby section or something like that because I'm hoping not to buy as much crafts stuff. But I might have an Amazon section or something like that. This is so I can see how much I'm spending per category. And this does go into my budget sheets, so it's easier when I do it by category. So that is all I'm going to put in this section for now. And then the next section, I did not have a top tab label for. This is going to be my social media content planning section, and they had Girl Boss, and I thought that sounded reasonable. Did I put this one? Yeah. So I thought this was another cute divider. See, these scrapbook paper makes really great dashboards, dividers, or whatever. If I wanted, I could actually have made it a divider because it was a 12 by 12 by just like cutting up to here and then making like hand cutting the tab. So you can definitely do that. I've done that before. All right, so for my social media, I have a completely separate planner that I'm housing elsewhere for social media planning. It is a Ara Estelle Weeks planner. It is completely in its own cover. It's compact, portable. So that one is going to be the one that I'm in every week, every day. This one I may only be in at the beginning of the month and end of the month. Now I think I need 2 months in this one. For the calendar at least, but I think I might as well just pull the pages too. So what I'm going to do with this in here, and the reason why I'm still holding strong and keeping 2 planners for social media is because I do like to pencil in my content planning, and I may want to brainstorm that when I have this planner out versus the other planner. It's fine. It's fine if that's why it was thick. It's fine if it's in 2 places. However, this particular planner, I use this every single month. It's one of my favorite things to decorate, which is one of the reasons why I just cannot let this planner go. It's so much fun. But I do use it, and I use it for my social media milestones. So I'll jot down any milestones up here. I jot down stats over here, and then over here I actually had been using for goals and things. That may change this year because I have a separate standalone planner, but I definitely want to keep my milestones and stats over here. Because what I do, as I've explained this before, but at the end of the year, I will take at least these 2 pages out. Maybe even with the divider. I don't really need the divider, but I'll at least take these 2 pages out and keep them. And they will all go into a planner. So all of the 2 pages from 2025 will go into the same planner with all of the pages from 2024, at least these 2 pages at least. So that way, if I want to like flip back through, I can see kind of an overview for the entire month in regards to social media. It's kind of like a memory keeper of sorts. And this is something that I'm doing not as a job, but more as like a hobby and for memories. So this is the way I can memory keep my social media. So it is something that I like to do. It is a little bit extra work, but like I said, I set it up at the beginning of the month and I do that and then I'm done. And then I can come in at the end of the month and jot down kind of the final stats and stuff. These I'll just keep in here for now. They may not be necessary. It looks like I have extra pages in here too. I don't know what I do in these planners. I think I just shove stuff just like I just now did, just shoved it in there. That's what I do with these planners. I do have, so I have another planner that isn't, this is the Happy Planner monthly layout. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that. So you do have these checklist pages, which are absolutely great for that. That's where I'm missing the page. Right? Is that where it came from? Maybe, maybe not. So in the Happy Planner monthly layout, you have these here and then this and then like one short here so you can have a don't forget box. I believe it's 31. Yeah, there's 31 of these like little sections, so you can technically date it 1 through 31, or if you're more of a weeks planner like me, where you plan by the week and not necessarily the days. This one could be week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4. These are really good supplemental planners to add to another planner if you find that you need additional space. I highly recommend them. Plus, you don't have to redate them. The only thing you would ever have to redate is this. Nothing, even on the dated version, nothing is on these pages but the month. So I can't really part with this one yet. We'll see if I part with it eventually. But this is the undated version, and I am going to use this for at least January and February. I do have a 2024 version that is dated that I might actually use for March, because I can do the same trick that I had talked about earlier with the outdated planner, is just change that and then not have to worry about dating it. I'm not going to keep it cute though. I'm literally going to come in with pen and just date this. This will not get decorated. The only monthly that will get decorated for a fact is maybe my catch-all. And maybe I'll probably try to decorate one a month. I haven't been decorating any. Maybe I'll decorate this. We'll see. All right, so that is that. I think we're pretty much done. I think that's it with the planners, y'all. We are done with the planners, but we're not done with my sections. So don't go anywhere yet. Stay there. All right, so then we have my home section, which I think come January, I'll write a note somewhere to tell you guys what I end up putting in here. So for my home section, I don't think I'm going to put anything in here. I actually have, oh, wait a minute. I did set some stuff aside. Let's go back. Let's backtrack. So for this one, I do want to put some of these projects, sheets. I don't know. Oh, here's some more. Let's put these project sheets in here. This is my social media section, but I think this is actually good for like doing projects. Like this would have been very useful for me filming in the month of December or doing Planmas. This would have been super helpful. I did not do this. To plan for Planmas, I used this. That was it. But I just put, this is where I'm planning on using the side tab dividers. I'm planning on using the side tab dividers to divide up sections to divide up the section. So like I have my social media section, I put this top tab divider in to divide up that section into 2. So for my home section, I'm going to do the same thing. I just don't have enough. So for my home section, I have this Get It Done tab. This is something that might be removed. I just want to, I had all of my tabs here and I was like, let's just go ahead and do it. Let's just add them here. And then projects. And then I'm not going to have any projects for January and February, but that does not mean that I don't need to brainstorm projects that I'm going to have at a later time. So I definitely need to brainstorm some projects that I need to start come spring. And I'm going to need to make sure I do them in the spring because it's going to be too hot to do it in the summer. So that's why I want to keep that in here, or else I would have just nixed that all together. And then finally, a notes section. And I like to keep this in my planner just for like a brain dump type section. This is different from the inbox. The inbox has a specific purpose. That is to write things down that are upcoming possibly in February. But notes, I have no idea what kind of notes I need. So I have these Live, Love, Posh daily pages that I do not use for daily planning. But I love how everything is broken up into boxes. You have checklists. I just feel like these are very functional pages for anything. This is also really good project planning pages. I have some quad pages in here, some dot grid, and I have some Happy Planner decorative sheets because I never use them and I feel like they're good for brain dumps. So I'm not going to go in order of these pages when I'm using them. So like I'm not going to start with that one. I just want to put an abundance of pages in here of different types based on the type of notes I'm going to be taking. It might be more helpful to use one page style over another. So I like to include a variety, and I already have them. So that's why I'm doing it. All right, so that is my planner setup. Let me pop in this. And I have not yet figured out what I'm going to do with the important dates or this box yet. I might actually wait to do that because I feel like I might need to see what I need it for. So let's do a check. Look at that. 1 month's worth. I have one section that has 2 months worth in it, but that was a small planner page section. Look at that. It is full on expander disc. I have a lot in here, y'all. It might not stay this thick throughout the time. I am going to quickly add a few things over here. I do want to add my washi cutter here. I have another washi cutter, so that's why I can manage. These washi cutters come from Live, Love, Posh, but I have another one that I use, and then I always end up using a trusty ruler as my washi cutter. But I like to have one in my planner pocket. I have room. Why not? I don't need 2 laying around, so I can put one in there. I have a whole bunch of these affirmation cards that I got from a self-care Be Happy box. And I pulled this one out that says, I am committed, consistent, and courageous. I thought that was great for the first half of the year. Maybe I'll pop this here. And then I have these that I'm going to be using because I also want to put this one in here with the whole like celestial vibes of that one section, and plus with all of my like little dashboards or whatever you want to call them. This is a die cut from Live, Love, Posh. I keep them. I never want to use them. I probably should use them on some of my journals, like to pop on the cover of some journals that I bought on clearance that I didn't buy them for the aesthetic. Like that one there. So I think this is Live, Love, Posh. This is Notique. These are just those like decorative paper clips. So your paper clips look all cute. So I am using these paper clips to keep them in place. For some reason, this one's not going down. Oh, there we go. So they don't fall. Like this one's to keep it from falling down. This one is just to keep it from falling out. I also have this bookmark that I may or may not want to use. We'll just put this behind here for now. It's a magnetic bookmark. And then finally, I don't have anything to make it cute in this pocket. Let's just bring the celestial. Yes, I did all this in advance. I had this extra little scrap. And instead of throwing it away, which I didn't throw any of my scraps away, by the way, because these make cute like bookmarks, pencil boards. You can laminate it to make a pencil board because this is thin as paper. I can put it in here. And then we have like a peek out of the celestial vibes. Definitely not the contrast that I was hoping for, but it's enough. It's enough. All right, and I think that's it. I think that's it for my setup. So, should we do a final flip through? Yes, because that was a lot, right? I probably would put a pen in here, like my favorite pen that I write with. I like these when I write with them. Maybe we'll put this one in here for now. Okay. So, we have my inbox, which I said is just blank pages for me to jot down things that will go on my February calendar because I don't have room for February. Then we have my weekly section. And this is the Happy Planner horizontal, which is going to give me that weekly overview for my catch-all. So this is actually my catch-all section. They didn't have a catch-all tab. So I just divided it into weekly. Like I said, I know for a fact I need this. So this is something I did learn this year, that I needed a weekly to go along with my daily. This is my Go Getter Girl undated planner that I'm going to be using for my daily. There we go. However, in addition, I added these Happy Planner little half sheets in here because January and February is going to be super busy when it comes to work and having to stay on top of certain time specific things. So I can pencil them in here, but that's just not enough space. So I need this for a supplemental. I don't know if I'm going to need it every day, but I'm going to move it. So for Monday, I have Monday and Tuesday. I'll move it when I go to Wednesday, Thursday. I think this will be helpful. It may get used, it may not get used, but because it's daily pages, it's not blocking my view. So I do like that. And then I did insert this, which is what I'm going to white out and use for my routine, creating my routines for the month. So I can refer to that when I actually fill in my daily pages as well to hold myself accountable. And then in the back, I added some of these hourly sheets so I can do some time tracking certain days throughout the month. Again, not a whole week at a time or weeks at a time, just days during the month. Definitely not something I want to stress out about, but something that I do want to do. And then that brings us from our catch-all, which is something, again, that I visit probably 1 to 2 times, if not more a day, to my journaling section, which also I will probably be visiting 1 to 2 times a day, if not more. We'll see. The first one is this Keleva Plan Dashboard Planner, which is going to be one of my learning planners. I'm going to do Spanish. I'm going to do some tarot journaling, and I'm going to do a lot of decorating. And then we have this Celestial Happy Planner 2324 planner. That's the vertical layout. And this is going to be for my astrology learning about astrology, maybe some journaling, things like that. And then we have my hand lettering pages, which I have a lot in here. It means I better do a lot of hand lettering. But this is for me to hand letter when I'm sitting on the couch watching TV, because I have a lot of hand lettering stuff, y'all. Like, it wasn't like I just bought this and called it a day. I have so many calligraphy pens, and I'm not even talking about the calligraphs I got from Arch and Olive, because I did not buy that for calligraphy. I bought that for other brush, like basically what you use like a Tombow for. That's what I bought those for. But I actually have calligraphy pens and sketchbooks because of the thick paper. I figured I could practice in it. I hadn't done it. So this is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to all the stuff I have for that. And then we come to my finance section, which is unfinished, but will be finished in another video. Hopefully I can post that the day after this video. And I'm going to have a whole bunch of DIY inserts and sections up here. But then this is the Happy Planner monthly undated budget planner that I'm going to use for category expense tracking. So I will be in this planner probably once a week. If I miss a week, it's not the end of the world because I am pretty much budgeting for the month and not the week. And I pay with plastic or credit cards, so I can just check my credit card statements at any time and fill it in. But once a week is ideal, but it's not the end of the world. And then this is my social media section, which, like I said, this is probably visited maybe once or twice a month because I have a standalone social media planner that I will be in multiple times a day. This I will be using to brainstorm probably my YouTube video schedule and things like that. Might actually put sales on here. Maybe I won't do the video schedule here. Maybe I'll do sales here. So that way this can kind of correspond to what I put on my catch-all planner, because I definitely need to be aware of that for promotional purposes. And then this is where I'm kind of doing some of my memory keeping. Let's just call it social media memory keeping for lack of a better term. and the opportunity to use really cute stickers and decorate this page up. So I have 2 months in here because I really do like to plan in advance when it comes to social media. So I needed the calendar. I could, if I needed, if there was a lack of space, I could have removed all the other pages and put them in February and just kept the calendar, but that's okay. I have space. And then that, I did add some project pages to the back of that section, just in case I have any kind of like video series or anything like that I want to start working on, then I can kind of plan those out. And then we have a home section, which is also not really created yet. Right now I have get it done and projects tabs. I think I'm going to put a cleaning calendar in here. So that way that will also help me when I'm doing my weekly to-dos when it comes to my catch-all. I want to maybe I'll try the Fly Lady or something like that. I'm not sure if I'm going to create it myself, use printables or what have you. We'll see. I have previously created checklist for spring cleaning and fall cleaning and things like that. Obviously, I don't really need that for January and February, but I might put that in here. So we'll see. Again, some more project pages. I don't have any home projects for the winter, but like I said, this could also be for planning for the future, like spring and things like that. So I just I have the room, put it in here. And then I have a notes pages with just a variety of different notes pages in here. So that way I can kind of brainstorm or jot down anything else I need. So that is my planner. And look, it still shuts. Look at that, y'all. Ready to go for January. So I used a whole bunch of stuff in here, y'all. That was a lot of pages that I added to here. But you can see how I used 6 planners, an extension pack, a lot of different notes pages of different sizes, plus that hand lettering notebook to make one planner for the month of January. Like I said, this is throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. I would rather put everything in here that I'm thinking that's on my brain, so that way I already have it in here to try to use it. If for some reason it's not working, then I'll remove it. If it's halfway working, I'm probably going to keep it. My goal is if it's halfway working, I'm going to keep it through the first quarter and then reevaluate at the second quarter. So I will definitely be letting you guys know. I will probably be doing a February planner setup, especially because Franken planning is a little bit complicated to grasp. So I figured I'll just do it again. But the real check-in will be at the end of the first quarter when I let you know what is working and what is not. I'm holding it like this, like you guys can see the tabs, but you can't, I can see them. You could just see how thick it is. But yeah, definitely plan on checking in to let you know what's working and what's not. Like I said, some of these planners I'm not going to be mad at if I'm not in it every day. That's not the purpose. The purpose is to maybe, especially the journaling section, I have a separate daily journal. So this is just a supplement. I really do want to be in that dashboard, at least for Spanish practice every single day. But the other ones, I really only want to use them when I want to use them. So we'll see. But I do think I need to keep them in a FrankenPlanner to use them. I think if I kept them separately, they would never get used. So that is why they're in here. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was clearer than mud because it is a complicated process and I put a lot in here. And like I said, that's why I decided to keep the budget section as a separate video, because I'm going to be using some pages I created, and that's just a whole nother thing. All right, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please press that like button. And if you have yet to subscribe, I hope you would also consider hitting that subscribe button as well. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch this video, and I hope you have a good rest of your day, evening, or night. Until next time, bye.